Heroes Charge is in many aspects an older version of Era of Chaos, but Era of Chaos managed to refine the formula. Now, I've played 3 days so far, and I can tell you exactly what keeps me going, what doesn't keep me going, the good, the bad, the ugly, and also the mystery that is surrounding this setting. First of all, what's really interesting in Heroes Charge is that it looks very much like a fantasy setting. But I'm seeing more and more sci-fi in the game. More and more sci-fi, not in the campaigns, but in, for example, Brave Duel, which is basically something that got unlocked. It's a new season. You can start matching, and there is like 16. There are 16 players. Some of the heroes. This is basically nothing else but a card seller option and a preview of some maxed out level 160 heroes, and some of them are very much like mech warriors, very much like some futuristic game. And I'm seeing some other screens where there is this type of futuristic setting where some of the units come with weapons, not with swords and things like this. So this is the reason why I'm seeing that there is something really strange going on in this universe that is brewing under the surface. It looks very much like magic, but in reality it's not magic, but tech. And I want to figure this out, what all this thing is all about. Now, the game itself is getting increasingly annoying as you go forward. The reason is the following. Dopamine pacing is meant to slow down. What this means is that you need to fight more and more and more to go ahead, because you're gonna get less and less rewards as you move forward. And then it will cost increasingly more effort to level up the gear of the units, to level up the units themselves. And this effort is not about sweeping or not about just completing levels. Sometimes this effort is time-based, because every 10 minutes or so you can get some skill points that levels up the gear of the unit. And this is a bit difficult because basically you need to keep the game in the background, and it just runs randomly. And sometimes once in a while you come back. The reason is obviously metrics inflation and screen time. This is why it's going. Now the game is starting. There is a direct elimination round with 3 battles in each, as far as I remember. And you see that I'm on the right facing Lini. Now what you need to do is figure out if you have a tank, you have a fighter. Oh, disabling heroes. I don't really mind who I disable, so I just disable some heroes randomly. You see, some of these heroes are basically, they have nothing to do with fantasy. They are high in terms of tech. This is just disabling. Given I don't know who these heroes are, obviously I will just disable randomly for now. So I'm ready with the disabling phase. Now we need to find some units. So we'll pick tanks first, and then fighters second. This is locked. I should have picked the L one, but I don't have one. So maybe it's easier for the opponent now. Now, third, a support. I'll pick this one with the hat. And then a marksman. Another L. And then for the fifth one, I might pick a second fighter, I might pick a mage. Looks like a Dracolich. I might pick an assassin. If they haven't picked this assassin, then I'll go for it. There you go. This is my first team. And you see, for example, this is high tech here. So once again, these heroes have not much to do. Okay, they are skinned, sometimes they look like Santa Claus, sometimes they look in other ways. And let's see who's winning. It's also hard to see because, well, the opponent health bar is not always visible. What I know is that all 6 of my units are still alive. I see at least 3 units from the end of the opponent, it can go either way. And we're dying left and right, so... It's actually not 6 units, it's just 5 units. So we're losing this. Doesn't matter. You see that this is what maxed out units are like. Now, there is a problem with moving forward in the campaign. And we'll soon figure it out. So this was the first battle. And we lost. So we got some extra rewards. This is XP, by the way. And in the card, I battled once, so you need to go to level 2 to battle more. Then you get these rewards up to level 7. So this is a bit grindy. You may even lose like 7 battles in total. Or 15 battles, and then you still get some rewards for losing. Now, hero. I can upgrade Shadow Leaf if I choose to. You see available points and there is a countdown. So you can, if you choose to, you can interact with the game every 5 minutes basically. Because you always get points. And this is a difficulty. And then whichever unit is not on level 35. So for example, this legendary is not on level 35. You can upgrade them. By consuming XP. First I focus on the legendary and then I'll keep the remaining XP because now it's becoming scarce. Like really scarce. Now, if you go to the campaign, it's getting a bit annoying because you see the energy, I'm getting quite a lot of energy. When you first finish a campaign, then you get a hell lot of extra energy. So I may even get 500 energy by the time I finish the campaign in total. And I'm not kidding about it. So let's try. It's still easy enough. Still straightforward enough. And you go and finish the 3 waves. That's the first thing. It's not even close to difficult. So you see these are just animals, turtles, whatever. So you finish the 3 easy waves. And then you get 40 something energy or 50 something energy. So that's the next chapter. I finished like 3 or 4 levels in total. XP 66. So oftentimes you level up and some content is unlocked. Actually, it's not here. When you get the most energy, it's when you have stars. So 3, 3, 3, 6, 3, 9 and so on. And when you get a lot of energy by making progress, and in the hard battle you're gonna get energy every single time, then you won't be able to spend it that easily just by sweeping. And this is a bit difficult as well, because you cannot just jump in and do a couple of battles, because then you're overcapped the energy. Because by completing the campaign you can still end up with quite a lot of energy. We'll figure out how much. Now, this setting looks like a prehistoric type of setting with monkeys, other types of animals, and everything else that comes with it. So basically there is everything in this game, for mages, knights, and looks like elementals as well as futuristic and past-based units. And XP 66, sooner or later I'm gonna get to level 36, I think. Now, that's when we're gonna get the energy in 3.6. And it is possible to play this as an AFK game without touching the campaign much, just by upgrading everyone with time-gated content, and this is a bit difficult. Of course, when you buy some VIP stuff, then these chores are become less disturbing. So this is the old school type of monetization. So if you're interested in making progress fast and it bothers you that you cannot make progress fast enough, maybe this is not the game for you. And this is why those loyal players end up leaving bad reviews in the game. So the Google Play reviews are not that exciting. I just want to figure out how the game itself works, what the setting is, what the story is, and so on. Now XP plus 6. And for some reason I'm not getting the energy, so maybe it was mistaken on my end. Maybe it was like the first in the day that I got, because energy is not that abundant. Let's see, maybe here. Okay, it's just 20k gold. So it's kind of random when we get extra energy, but the problem is that it's not stored in the inventory, but you get it straight away. So yesterday before going to sleep I had to sweep quite a lot. So this is 3-7, the same river setting, maybe with the shell on the next level. No, there is no shell. Actually, this is another setting where you enter a cave. I could add Wukong to the mix, by the way. So XP 66 once again. Sooner or later we'll end up getting to level 36. So 3-8 is the next one. And everything, including the chest value, is time gated. So there is time gating in here as well, that if you leave the campaign screen running, then that counter is gonna give you better rewards. And this is when you blur time in the game and time in real life. And that's where the respecting player time principle doesn't apply that much anymore. And in the mid 2010s, late 2010s, this was usual practice. Now in 2025 it's less and less, and that's why the reviews are suffering. And one of the reasons why I started playing Heroes Charge is to see where Era of Chaos could end up if they choose to go down the bad path. I mean, not respecting player time and heavy aggressive monetization. And I hope it's not gonna be the case, because it's still an excellent game. By the way, we're getting Team XP 30 here. So it's still an excellent game, but you see that some of the things at this stage, so around like day 3, are starting as friction generators. So you notice them more and more. Although it's still only noticeable for those who consciously look for it. Real friction will come sometime later. At this stage on day 3, all you may see, and this is not much, all you may see is that if you want to complete everything, so you're a completionist, it will take you more and more and more time to complete everything. But it's not a problem at this stage yet. Later it may become a problem. Why am I doing all this and so on? So you may start, when you start asking this question, then you encounter some problems. And you see, I got used to getting more and more energy, and now I'm not getting any energy. By the way, you click here on the chest, you see that you're getting XP, Team XP, everything. Up to 4 hours. So they expect you to check back every 4 hours even if you don't play. And that's a problem because, you know, sometimes you need to sleep, right? And those with completionist anxiety want to come back, and maybe they wake themselves up in the middle of the night and these types of things, and it's not healthy at all. Because you know that there is a player type who does this. Who sets an alarm clock just to make sure that they get the rewards. And it's really unhealthy. So I would not go down that path. Like ever. Even in the raid, you get back the max energy, so the energy cap, in 6.5 hours. That's also unhealthy for the completionist type. Because for me, what happens? Well, I skip those 1.5 hours extra, and then I wake up, maybe I burn the energy on some auto battles. But for some players this is not an option, and then they compromise their sleep. And that's really bad. Even if the extra rewards are infinitesimally small. So this time we're just moving forward in the campaign and we want to reach level 36. That's all. And on level 36 some new game modes are gonna be available. By the way, power-wise, we reached something like 5000 power, a bit more than 5000. And this made the arena really easy. So I'm now in silver. I don't have much ambition, but in that silver there are opponents with 100,000 plus power. So moving on, here it's like 5400. You see the futuristic heroes too. And here you're seeing nothing like this yet. Just regular old school knights, Vikings, healers, mages, archers. So there is a progression curve. Well, this armor looks a bit futuristic though. A bit Flash Gordon-like, if you know what that is. Okay, we got the silver chest. With diamonds, the Hero of Chaos like diamonds, I have no idea how to spend them. It's still yet to be researched. And I think at this stage I should be way ahead of where I am in terms of the campaign. You see it because of the easy battles. But, you know, it's a no stress completion. Everyone has their own journey, so I would not recommend doing this competitively. Especially not in 2025 or beyond. It's still playable up to a point, it's still good, it's still exciting, and once the excitement fades, then you just quit. Okay, moving ahead. So we got the pie level. I'm earning a hell lot of XP, and yet I'm not getting a level up. So it seems like level 36 is already spaced out quite well. We're not getting a new game mode unlocked every 5 minutes anymore. But with luck, usually it's before the final boss, so that there is some distraction. Problem is that with your lightning attack, you're not protected well enough. We're still getting just basic gear too, so nothing special. But at least stamina is spent well. And I think as soon as I replenish stamina, I'll be able to go to chapter 4. And this is what happens when you interact a bit too much with other game modes too. That and you neglect campaign, that it becomes so easy. It won't happen forever though. So this is the final one. We were fortunate enough to reach it without a level up. Then I'll be able to do the hard one too. Some final boss is expected, and you see some Wukong the enemy roster. Now, some Wukong is available for us too. Well, we think we can defeat you quite easily. And here is the proof. Okay, it's getting some extra resistance and potentially healing. Flower of Life. So we got the Flower of Life, that's what we wanted. And that's why this whole thing happened, so we can move ahead with the story. And given that chapter 3 is unlocked, there is a growth fund just like in Era of Chaos, but it's not gated by level, it's gated by basically completion of chapters. Here you can see that there are quite a lot of chapters, 15 at this stage, for growth fund at least. Maybe there is another growth fund later. Plus you can get the main chest with 3 summons. Now, summons have a discount, you can get 10 summons for 9. And I think there are some extra events like in Raid 2. Now, let's go to the Elite ones. There are 5 stages as usual, all of them are boss battles. I still don't have any tanks whatsoever. And these are the 4 heroes. For now, I don't think there is a problem. Even with the light stages. Although it takes more time. Now you see there are some war machines here. This is not futuristic enough either, though. So there are no real weapons, it's just wood and steel. So the first boss battle is soon gonna be over, and then there are 4 more. And you can also sweep these battles. There's a second one with team XP of 12. Now, I primed you that you would get a lot of energy. Here it's not the case, it seems. By far it seems like that you get the energy at the beginning as some extra perk to complete the chapter. Oh, mirror match. Actually, there are 6 fights, not 5. The reason why campaign is important is that you can sweep better rewards. You can get better gear, you can get better everything. And so far I don't even need to change the team. But sooner or later it may happen that I will just skip a couple of days and spend all my energy on sweeping and leveling up the current team. For now, sweeping doesn't pay off that much, because the campaign is so low. I'm just getting basic items too. Now, this is the bronze chest. Not sure why I didn't get it before. And 3-4. So once again, same level. And there are 2 more after this. Not sure if they increase the waves later, like 3 waves should be enough. And you see that it's basically a mixture of Era of Chaos, so it's like Auto Battler with some synchronized skill usage, and the 5 players with raid that is turn-based, but here we're not doing turn. It's like a turn-based Auto Battler on some level, where people can fight in parallel. XP plus 24, that helps too. Although I think I maxed them out already, so maybe maxing them out doesn't pay off. Maybe just keeping them one level below the maximum helps more. Not sure if they can earn XP at this stage, because their level is maxed. This is level 5, and then there is gonna be the final boss, if we don't level up to 36 before. There is countering of different abilities too, and for now the absence of a tank is a bit weird to me. Okay, and then there is gonna be the final level. 3-6. Hopefully the boss wave is not gonna be difficult. It looks like that the turtle tank is a bit harder to defeat. And now we got the final bosses. Bit more elemental-like. And this was the 3rd chapter. Now, it's not possible to pass to the 4th chapter as far as I can see. Still got some gems. Because going to the 4th chapter, and this is an underworld section, you need to complete the normal ones first. Sea monster, this is gonna be the main opponent. We will get some rewards, and 19 stages in total. So this is what's gonna await us in chapter 4. And we don't know yet what's gonna come later. Don't forget to claim quests and other things. So dailies, main quests, they may be a bit out of sync with the day start. So it's a bit difficult at times. But you see, we're getting more than enough rewards. And I would like to see as well how the level up is going. Trophy, change avatar frame, change avatar, level 35. There you go, 596 out of 806. So you still need to earn about 200 XP. That's gonna be quite straightforward. And you see, here is the difficulty. You have 5 free chances to open this, but you need to wait 10 minutes in between each opens. It's not a big deal, it's just yet another time-gated feature that is a bit difficult to tolerate. And then you see that there are more and more offers like these ones, and it's possible to advance quite quickly with some of the extra offers. There are some higher offers too, with extra VIP experience and other things. And just like in case of Hero of Chaos, the VIP tier list, most of these perks are useless. Most of these rewards are not the best. Okay, well, you can get to VIP 10 with a good enough hero, but come on, like 10 blue summoning, so this is really not much. And it goes all the way to VIP 20. So quite a lot of VIP levels. Alright, this was the start of, well, not the start, like the middle of the third day. If I find anything interesting, I will let you know. For now, I've depleted my energy, and on level 36 there is gonna be new content coming.